Well, hello everybody. Can you guys hear me? Good morning. Good morning and a good morning to you on this beautiful Sunday morning. How you doing, Success Squad? Give me a thumbs up to let me know that you can hear me. I want to see roses and I want to see flowers in the chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Success Talk. And I am your host, Special K Thoughts. Good morning, everybody. I got my new laptop. Yay! I still really haven't figured out how to work it quite yet. So hopefully this will be, a smooth live podcast while I am getting adjusted to my new laptop. I'm pretty sure during this live episode that the sound will be a lot better than last week's live episode. So, again, I want to welcome everybody to Success Talk, and I want to welcome you to my channel, Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. And, every once in a while, we have a family chat among the squatties. And our family chat is called Success Talk. And what we do is we talk about our faves. We talk about what's going on in the world of success, right? Isn't that what we do? We talk about the latest news in the world of success. And, when it comes to our faves, Harry and Meghan, there is always news, right? There's always something. We might not see Meghan for months, right? But there's always something new happening in the world of success. All right, so I'm looking at some of the comments in the chat and I see a lot of familiar names. So I want to welcome you guys. And for those of you who are listening and not in the chat, I want to welcome you as well. And I want to thank you for listening. Everybody, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you are not a subscriber. And please hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my disclaimer alert. If this is the first time that you are listening, disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. We here at Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, we are fans and stans of Megan, the Duchess of Sussex, and of course, Harry, the Duke of Sussex. This is a no fence riding zone. We do not do both sides here. Okay. We're not Sweden here. Okay. There's no neutralities here. We are ride or dies when it comes to Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. So that's what our agenda is. And, if it's something that you're not in agreement with, bless your backs. Log off. Get out. Get out. Because we don't do both sides here. We don't give grace to them airheads and Fred and Gladys and royal reporters and monarchists, all them heathens. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and all right, bam, here we go. Welcome to Success Talk, and the name of this podcast is called The Success Takeover because my goodness, I mean, they really literally did take over this week, didn't they? I mean, they literally did. They took over this week. And we're going to talk about that. But I'm going to go in the chat real quick and see who is up in this piece here. All right. So, Missy Lane Parker, I see you. Miss Parker, she's from the UK. So I always like to give the UK squaddies a shout out because I know it's hard out in them streets being a Duke and Duchess of Sussex fan in the UK. I know it's hard out there in them streets. How you doing, Sherry Ware? Marshar, how are you doing? Miss Lydia, how are you doing? It's good to see you. How you doing, Connie? Black Queen, how are you? How are you doing, Miss Joan Garcia? Little Mac, how are you doing? Star, hey, I like that username. Miss Lorna, how are you doing? Mr. Kenneth, hello, hello, hello. Sis, how are you doing? VS speaks royally. How are you? Thank you for listening. Put a smile. Put on a smile. My bad. Welcome, welcome. Miss Sonia, how are you? Mina Ruth 2093, how are you? Welcome. Shay Doll, how are you? Balabon, that's a username I'm not used to seeing. How are you doing this morning? Benton Powell, hello, hello. Emma, how are you doing? Okay, here's another one I'm not familiar with. What is that? Millicent? Millicent Brown, how are you? How are you? Janet, how are you? H Knight, how are you doing this morning? Boney Mighty, hey, hey, hey. Brenda Gray, hello, hello. Lottie, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Sexist Talk. Christine, hello, hello. Is it Hidley? Hidley Joseph, hello, hello. Welcome. Jacqueline Baltimore, welcome, welcome. Sharon, welcome. And thank you. Still getting used to my new laptop. Shella, welcome, welcome. All right. Joy, Joy, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Sexist Talk. All right. If I didn't give you a shout out, my apologies. I will be looking back and forth in the chat. And if there's a username that I do not recognize, I'm going to give you a shout out. Rochelle, welcome. Carol, hey, how you doing, Carol? Vera, welcome. Faith, Faith you. 01, welcome. Lauren, welcome. Hello. What did I want to address? Church Nelly, welcome, welcome. V Thomas, hello, hello. A lot of you guys do send me are emailing me wanting to donate to the channel. Yes, this channel is still demonetized. Because I still haven't made up my mind yet on how I'm gonna clean up some of the episodes that they want me to clean up. This for those of you who don't know, this channel did get monetized. They felt that I was being hateful. Some of the things that I have said in some podcasts were hateful towards the welfare queens, and I still really haven't made up my mind yet if I want to clean up some of those episodes. So that's what's going on with this channel. If you do want to donate to the channel, I will have my PayPal link. Um, I'll put it in the comment section. But if you go to the main page of this channel, if you look at the top, you will see the PayPal link along with um, the Spotify link, and there's another link, the X link with X, formerly known as Twitter. That's on there as well. All right. So, Success Talk, the Success Takeover. So, let's go ahead and wish Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, a happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. It was Meghan's birthday, August 4th, and she turned 42 years old. So, yay! Happy belated birthday to Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. I'm pretty sure that Meghan and the fam had a lovely, wonderful time together, and it's awesome that they did it privately. So again, happy belated birthday to Meghan. And these pictures had came out, I believe, August 3rd, right? It was August 3rd that these pictures came out, a day before Meghan's birthday. So apparently, Meghan and Harry and whoever this guy is that's by them, they went out to dinner. We don't know why they went out to dinner. We can only speculate that it was a pre-birthday celebration. Who knows, right? We don't know. But the paparazzi, they're going to follow these two every move. Me personally, okay, Special K thoughts. I think that the more that we see Meghan and Harry out in public in Montecito, the better. I do. I think the more we see them out and about in Montecito, the better. Why? Because the demand for photos will die down. Okay. That's why. But Meghan, she's got this beautiful ensemble here on the black and white stripe dress. That's a California look. It is what it is. She's a Cali girl walking around in Montecito. And it looks like Prince Harry. I love it. I just love it. I love to see him in white pants. Again, that's another California look. That's a South Carolina look as well. During the summer here in South Carolina, you see a lot of men walking around with either white shorts or white pants. But I think it's great. Again, I want to reiterate, I think it's great to see them out and about in Montecito, enjoying life, doing what regular folks do. Go out to eat, go out to dinner, go out on the beach, enjoy the fresh air. Okay, I just really think that the more that we see them together out in public, the better. And the demand for paparazzi photos will die down. All right. Okay. Next slide. All right. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Cintabale. And I do not know if I'm saying that right. Is it Cintabale or is it Cintabale? I just like calling it Cintabale because I just like calling it that. But those of you who are very familiar with Cintabale, that is Prince Harry's nonprofit organization that he started when he was a teenager, right? Wasn't Prince Harry a teenager when he started this nonprofit organization? But hey, news came out that Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, will play in the 2023 Cintabale ISPS Handa Polo Cup, and it's going to be in Singapore on August 12th. Okay, now this news had been out prior already. Um, but they're just, I guess, putting out again. And, Prince Harry, he's going to play on opposite team from Nacho. They're not going to be playing together. Oh my goodness. So the Duke will play on the Royal Salute Cintabale team against the Singapore Polo Club team And their captain is going to be the ambassador. And the ambassador, of course, is longtime friend Nacho Figueres. Woo! 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 Nacho and Prince Harry are going to be playing polo against each other. And I'm pretty sure that this is not the first time, right? I'm pretty sure that there's been other polo, tournaments where they've played on opposite teams. So it is what it is with that. There you go. Yeah, there you go, Miss Jones. Miss Jones says, hey, they will be friendly adversaries. Right? Exactly. Friendly, friendly, friendly competition. But at the end of the day, it's all about raising money, right? It's all about raising money. So no problems with that. So prior to this event, okay, both Nacho and Prince Harry, they're going to participate in a summit on the power of sport, community, and philanthropy at the ISPS Sports Value Summit Special Edition in Tokyo, Japan on August 9th. So that is awesome. That's awesome news. Um, I don't think we really understand the power of sport. Okay, I don't think we really understand the depth when it comes to the power of sport, when it comes to the power of friendly competition, when it comes to how participating in sports is so powerful and so influential when it comes to mental health healing. And I hope that more mental health professionals start to speak more about that. I really do. It's not about winning, right? The power of sport, it's not about winning. Okay. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not just about winning, right? The power of sport, friendly competition is not just about winning. It's about camaraderie. It's about respect. It's about good sportsman conduct and building relationships. It's about the power of mental health healing and also physical healing, overcoming adversity, physical adversity, right? So I really do. I hope that more mental health professionals start to speak about the power of sport and community. The Invictus Games is so important. We're going to talk about the Invictus Games later on in this podcast. But I'm telling you, the power of sport, because I've seen it. I've seen it myself. And it's not just about disabled veterans, but even you can take it back to little children. Okay. I knew a little kid who was so shy. And he had issues in school, was getting bullied, didn't have any friends, because he was so shy and he was a big time introvert. But he was really good at soccer, really good at soccer. And he started to play soccer. And I'm telling you, to see his transformation, to go from a shy, introvert, bullied child to a child that now has confidence, that's outgoing, that has friends. I mean, it's so uplifting to see that type of transformation. The power of sport. All right. Let me go ahead and move on. But you guys know what I'm trying to say in the chat, right? And those of you who are listening, you understand what Special K Tots is saying. All right. And then, the Duke of Sussex, he released a statement. I guess I'll go ahead and read it. The annual Polo Cup is essential to Centabale's vital work, ensuring children and young people are healthy, resilient, and able to thrive. There you go, Duke. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Okay. The funds raised this year will support our clubs and camps program, which provides intensive social uh, psychosocial support to young people living with HIV. In a time where being HIV positive is no longer a death sentence, we are empowering young people to know their status, stay healthy, and eliminate the stigma so that they can break the cycle. We are delighted to return to the renowned Singapore Polo Club in August and are once again enormously grateful for the polo community and our sponsors, in particular ISPS Handa, for their ongoing commitment to Lesotho. I don't even know how to say that. My bad. And Botswana's youth. The Duke of Sussex. Awesome. Awesome statement right there by the Duke of Sussex. All right, moving on. Moving on because there's a lot going on in the world of Sussex. And back to the name of this live podcast, the Sussex Takeover. So, Meghan's birthday, right? And then Prince Harry, he's got the upcoming Cintabale polo. I want to say tournament, but fundraising game, which is coming up August 9th, guys, which is what? This week. This week. So now news came out that Meghan and Harry, they announced the winners of the 2 million in grants for responsible technology. Right? Responsible technology. Hold on, guys. Let me go get my Yorkie real quick. My Yorkies always got to interrupt this podcast. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. You guys know my Yorkie, and the name of my Yorkie, Scrappy, right? We named him Scrappy because he is always scrapping, right? He scraps with us 247. He never leaves us alone. And he really honestly thinks, I promise you, he really honestly thinks that he runs this house. I'm telling you, he really thinks that he runs this house. But back to Meghan and Harry news. News came out that Meghan and Harry, they announced the winners of the 2 million in grants for responsible technology. Okay, so the couples foundation, and we're talking about Archwell here, right? Archwell Foundation, right? They are one of the founding members of the Responsible Technology Youth Power Fund. Isn't that awesome? One of the founding members. Okay, and of course, Meghan and Harry, they released a video to where they called up some of the winners, right? And let them know that they are going to get some money from this grant. And in total, I believe that there were 26 winners. So Meghan and Harry, they are continuing to walk in their path, right? That's what I love about these two. Despite all of the noise that is around them, they are continuing to walk their path and they're continuing to do what they said that they were gonna do with Archwell Foundation. Okay, and Taz is one of the winners of this $2 million grant, and Taz is thanking Scobie. Okay, we all know Omid Scobie, right? Some of us in the Sexist Squad don't particularly care for Omid. Some of us are neutral, and some of us think that Omid is an all right guy. What does Special K Thoughts think of Omid? What Special K Thoughts thinks of Omid is that I think Omid is an all right guy. I do. Omid Scobie, we have no idea how much negativity and the hate target that he gets just because he doesn't report, you know, trash, and because he about the sexuses, right? He's not like the other row reporters that are so negative about the sexuses and that report nothing but, you guys know what I'm trying to say. He's basically in the middle. Okay. He's not like Maureen, aka Richard, what's his name? Eden. He's not like who's another one? Who's the one with the split ends? Roya Nika. Who's another one? Who's big boy? Robert, is it Jobson, right? Um who's the oh, that's funny. These rural hating reporters, their names are skipping my mind. Camilla Tomney, right? Omid, he's not in that camp. Okay. He tends to report just objectively, in my opinion, about the sexuses. Right. I mean, there are some things that he gets wrong. There are things that he's reported that just wasn't true. I even think that Megan had called Omen out on something that he reported that wasn't true. Right. But the majority of squatties are like, we don't like no row reporters, period. We don't care if they report, you know, objectively about the sexuses. We don't like them, period. Right. But I mean, to me, overall, Omid's reporting about the sexuses is fair. It's fair. It's objective. He doesn't really report about gossip stuff. He doesn't report about negative stuff. He definitely doesn't do polls. Oh, that's right. That what's that jackass? Jack Royston, right? The guy that's always doing the polls. Right. Oh, I can't stand him. Oh my God. I can't stand Jack Royston. Oh, Jesus. And it's Sunday. And I need to be careful. But oh, I can't stand that man. Him and his freaking polls. Oh, I mean, it's just a mess. That man is a mess. I do not understand how you go to journalism school and you're writing articles about polls. That's just crazy to me. That's wild to me. You spend all that money getting that degree to report about polls. And I know that we don't pay attention to polls and we could care less about polls, right? But I was on the YouGov website because I actually do. Me, Special K Thoughts, right? I actually participate in YouGov polls for USA, for the United States. Okay, a lot of the polls that I participate in are political polls. Okay, yes, me, Special K Thoughts. I do. I actually have an account with USA uh, YouGov, and they send me surveys to do. And I'm one of the ones. Yes, I am. I am one of the ones that actually participates in political polls. Yes, me. Special K Thoughts. Yes, I do. And You can earn so many points, and when you earn so many points, you can actually get paid. So when people say, I've never participated in a poll, well, you know what? You got to make yourself available to participate in polls. Okay. But yes, um, oh my gosh, I lost train of thought. Oh, Jack, back to Jackass, right? Newsweek, the poster boy. Okay. USA Gov. I looked up Megan. I couldn't help it. I had to look her up because I wanted to see where she was at. Um, in regards to the USA, because these Brits love to report that Americans hate Megan. We Americans hate Megan, right? We hate her. They don't want to mention the fact that this is a big ass country. There's like 350 million people in this country. Okay, but hey, the British people across the pond can speak for Americans all of a sudden when it comes to Meghan Markle. And according to them, Americans hate Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So, like I said, I do participate in polls for US YouGov. So I had to look up Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, to see, where was she at? And to be honest, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. But she was at, last I looked, she was at 40% favorability. Okay. And the negative, people who don't like her, it was like in the low 20s. And neutral, people who are neutral, it was like in the high 20s. Okay. So if you add up the favorable, the 40%, plus the neutral, which was like, I think 28%, 68% of the American population has a positive view of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. But see, Jackass, Jack Royston, he'll never report that. Oh no. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. He won't report that. And again, I'm not saying that the US YouGov poll is accurate. I'm not. But what I am saying is that it's just wild to me how British so-called reporters think that they have the authority and think that they have the credibility to say with their whole chest that Americans hate Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, when the state of California is bigger than the UK. It's wild to me. It's wild to me because according to the US YouGov poll, it's basically maybe 25% of Americans who have a negative view towards her. And just because it's negative, that doesn't mean that they hate her. Hate is a strong word. It really honestly is. Hate is a strong word. Right. But anyway. Back to the screen. Back what I have on the screen here. So again, Archwell Foundation doing big things, right? They're doing big things. And Harry and Meghan, they are putting their money where their mouth is. They said that they were going to fund um, nonprofit organizations that were near and dear to their hearts, that fit their agenda, and that's what they're doing. Okay, they're are one of the founding members of the Responsible Technology Youth Power Fund. That's awesome. And it's awesome to see young people invested in having positive technology, right? Isn't that awesome? Got to support the youth. Got to support the youth. All right. And did you guys see the video that Harry and Meghan put out? Wasn't it so cute? It was. And Megan looked so good, didn't she? Didn't our girl look really good? One thing about Megan, you have Megan, the California girl, right, with the ripped jeans and the white shirt, right, and the fedora hat on, and then you have Megan, the businesswoman, right, the business casual woman. But she has a certain chic. Let me go back to the see. If you look at the picture on the left, right, she has a certain like chic, modern look, right? In my opinion. And what I love about this picture is that Meghan and Harry, they color coordinated, didn't they? It's like they color coordinated with the tan. He's got tan pants on, and she's got on a town outfit. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that so sweet? I love it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go into the chat and see what you guys are talking about before we start up our Shut Up Fool segment, because our Shut Up Fool segment is back. It is. It is back. All right. Yep. I agree. It's the racist MAGA supporters who hate Megan just like the Tories. Yeah, it is. But here in America, it's more than just the MAGA supporters. It's more because you got some liberals who be hating on Megan. Okay, you do. You've got some liberals who be hating on Megan. Okay, and you have a lot of middle class white women who consider themselves Democrats or left leaning who don't like Megan. It's wild. It is. It's wild. And then you do have some people in the African American community who don't like Megan. Okay, so she kind of gets it from different sections in the American community. Why? Because she checks a lot of boxes, right? She checks different boxes. Okay. All right. I'm still looking in the chat. Yeah, Sherry. Sherry Ware says, Special K, you're right. Jack R is a bloop, 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 bloop. He is. Him and his polls. And he'd be so serious when he'd be reporting about his polls. Oh, Meghan and Harry, they're negative 45%. That's going to affect this. Da, 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 da. At the end of the day, Meghan and Harry, they're not focused on the UK, right? Their focus is global. It's global. Yep. Okay, I'll read this one. YouGov is Camilla's family alt-right propaganda machine. The same folks are infiltrating the U.S. to lead them over to the edge, like they led their people to Brexit against Meghan. They are psychos. Yeah, that's true. Shella, that is true. But again, when you look at the U.S. YouGov polls, it's totally different. It really honestly is. And again, I'm not trying to give credit to this stuff because Lord knows we Americans learned our lesson, right? Didn't we learn our lesson in 2016? Jesus. When it comes to polls, I mean, we were taught a huge lesson that you can't believe the polls. You just can't. Whether they're positive or negative. I mean, you just can't, right? You can't trust these polls. because people just for what I don't know if it's because the pollsters need to go back to school and learn statistics again. You understand what I'm saying? Or if they're just not reaching a wide enough, diverse pool of people. And that's probably what the problem is. They're just not reaching a wide enough, diverse of people to participate in these polls. But Jesus, we Americans really learned our lesson when it comes to polls, right? Because my God, that fool won the election. The majority of Americans thought Hillary Clinton had the presidential election in the bag. The polls, she was constantly ahead in the polls. But look what ended up happening. And that's what I mean by America being such a big country, because there are just there are so many pockets in this country, right, that don't get counted. However, have influence and can really turn an election, right? I mean, just think about it. What was it? 3 states. There were 3 states, 3 or 4 states that had the power to determine who the next president of the United States is going to be. My God. And you're talking by what, 10,000 votes, 5,000 votes? Jesus. That's why it's so important to vote. You know, you Americans know what I'm talking about. So, a lot of us have really lost faith in polls. And that's why I participate in them. Honestly, that's why I participate in the political polls. Um but yes, Shella, you do have a great point there. But they are trying really, really, really hard to influence Americans. They are. You're absolutely right. They're really trying to do that alt-right propaganda machine here in America when it comes to Harry and Meghan. Now, Fox News, from my understanding, because I don't watch Fox News, but um, I have an uncle that does, and he tells me that they trash Harry and Meghan constantly on Fox News. However, we Americans, we're used to that. We are, because Fox News trashes left-leaning famous people. Harry and Meghan aren't the only famous people that they trash. Okay, I mean I remember back in the day when they used to gun for on a daily basis Rosie O'Donnell, right? I mean, Fox News used to trash Rosie O'Donnell, and if she were to say some statement, they would start trashing her again. Oprah Winfrey, they constantly gun for Oprah, right? Ellen, that's another one that they constantly gun for. They any famous person that's left leaning that is doing something currently, they will trash. That's just what they do. Okay. They're not serious over there at Fox News. They're not serious at all. Okay. They just aren't. And it's sad. But again, good point. How you doing, Tasha Mac? I mean Tosh Mac. I don't know why I called you Tasha. For those of you who are listening, I am back looking at the reading some of the comments. Um let's see here. That is so true. Church Nelly says, not all skin folk are kinfolk. It's true. Not all. And like I was saying before, Megan, she's got certain people in the black community who don't like her. And that's fine. I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because we all shouldn't think alike. Okay. We all should not think alike. But for those people in the black community who don't like Megan, what I will say to you is that it's not really just about her when it comes to the racism piece. Please hear me clearly. It's not about her when it comes to the racism. It's not. Because my view has always been if they are racist against a Meghan Markle, somebody who looks like a Meghan Markle, right? Who is very, very, very fair skinned. Okay. My God. What are they doing? Or what would they have done if Meghan was 2 shades darker? Jesus, think about it. If you're that racist towards somebody who looks like Meghan Markle, right? My God, if she was 2 shades darker, you guys probably would have killed her. Okay, but what I just said is not even really about that. It's just the fact that they know that she's got a black mom is the reason why they're so racist against her. And that's what I need people to focus on. The people in the black community who don't like her. They don't like her because she's half black, right? And I'm talking about the racism part. And no, I'm not saying that everybody who doesn't like Meghan Markle is racist. I'm not saying that at all. Because there's a lot of anti-Americanism up in that hate. And I need Americans who don't like her to understand that. That's just like going over a lot of Americans' heads. There is so much anti-Americanism when it comes to the hate of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. I'm telling you. Okay? They're trying to tell us, they're trying to convince us that we hate our fellow American citizen. They're trying to convince us that she was wrong for encouraging Americans to vote. Remember that? And I was so happy when you saw a lot of Americans say, oh, wait a minute now, wait a minute now, wait a minute now. She's American. If she's encouraging her American citizens to vote, we don't see nothing wrong with that. So I was really, really happy to see a lot of the pushback on that. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. And what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. For black people who don't like Meghan, right? It's bigger than her. It's bigger than her. When it comes to the racism piece, it's bigger than her. It's not just about her. You should always stand up and fight against racism. Even if you don't like the person, you still should stand up and fight against it because it affects us all. It affects us all. The racists don't like her because she's got a black mother, because she's half black. In their eyes, she is black. Those MFers who talk about, I didn't know she was black. Bitch, you knew she was black. As soon as news hit out that Prince Harry and Meghan were dating, they immediately put that label on her that she was biracial. They immediately, bam, insinuated that her mother was ghetto with dreadlocks and a nose ring, living in a gangster infested neighborhood. That affects black people. That affects you and it affects me. Because they immediately labeled all of us as living in gangster ridden neighborhoods. They assume that about her mom. So if they assume that about her mom, then they assume that about you too. They immediately what's the former prime minister's sister immediately assumed that Meghan was from Compton. Why? 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 Why would you assume that Megan was from Compton? Why? Why not Beverly Hills? Why not Sacramento? Why not San Francisco? Why Compton? All if okay, let's just focus on Southern California. All those cities in Southern California, and you just assume that Megan was from Compton? Why not Baldwin Hills? Why not San Bernardino? And again, there's nothing wrong with Compton. But you said you used the term straight out of Compton. Racist. Okay? So that's what I need black people who don't like her to understand. It's bigger than her. Yes, she's half black. She is very, very light skinned. And, there's a lot of colorism going on in our community. A lot. But when it comes to racism, we should always speak out against racism, whether if you like the person or not. Always. Because you can't convince me that the majority of black Americans don't have a biracial family member. Okay? The majority of black Americans have a biracial family member. Okay. And I know I'm way off subject here, but when it comes to these live podcasts, I always get off subject. And for black people, she's dating nothing but white guys, and da, 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 and she joined a white sorority, and but see, y'all don't have no type of heat when it comes to black men who date nothing but white women or non-black women, right? Y'all don't got no type of heat for those type of people, for those black men, right? Look at the quarterback. What's the quarterback's name from the Kansas City Chiefs? He's biracial, right? Patrick Mahomes, whatever. I don't like him because they beat my 49ers in some game I was watching. Patrick Mahomes, something like that. Very successful young quarterback. I got to give him his props. Okay. He's biracial. Surrounded by nothing but white people. And I have yet to hear black people accusing him of just wanting to surround himself with white people, and black people shouldn't defend him if he faces any type of racism. I have yet to see it or hear it. All I hear is that he's the first black quarterback to do this, that, and that, and that, and that. That's all I hear. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and move on. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Well, actually, I'm looking in the chat. I'm not moving on. Good morning, Sylvia. Okay, so Mina Ruth says for any reason, for any person of color, especially black people that don't like Meghan, remember that they hate you as well and wouldn't even look your way or piss on you if you were on fire. Bam! That's exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you, Mina. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Okay? It's just like these black conservatives, right? It's like these black conservatives. You got what's little man's name? Ron DeSantis, right? You got Florida, who wants to erase everything black, right? You talk about an anti-black state, okay? This education, whatever board or whatever curriculum is trying to teach our kids that there was benefits for slaves who were enslaved. You know that there were benefits for it. Being a slave benefited them. That's what he's trying to say. That's what they want to teach our kids. They want to teach our kids that being a slave was beneficial because they learn trades. They learn how to be blacksmiths and domestic workers and etc. etc. Okay. And it's like, really? Are you for real? That's a shut up fool moment right there. Okay. It's like, shut up, fool. And that's what our VP Kamala Harris is saying to little man over there in Florida. Shut up, fool. Just shut up. Okay. But back to what I was saying about these black conservatives. You black conservatives on TV, shucking and jiving, kissing the ring, kissing that MAGA ring, shucking and jiving, supporting Ron DeSantis with his foolery. And then what is Ron DeSantis doing? Now he says, hey, y'all black asses, y'all's ancestors benefited from being slaves. It goes back to what Mina says in this statement right here. For any person of color, especially black people that don't like Meghan, remember that they hate you as well. Ron DeSantis hates black people. Okay, but y'all black conservatives over there in Florida, kissing the ring, shucking and jiving, when he's looking at you, thinking, when your ancestors were slaves, they benefited from that shit. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with being a black conservative. Nothing. But you have got to call out the racism. You've got to. Now look at these black conservatives looking like Boo Boo the Fubu's, looking like Bubble the Clown. They're like, oh, wait a minute now, Ron. Now, wait a minute now. Now, you wrong for saying that. Well, you know what? It's almost too late because you guys supported that man. And you support Donald Trump. Be a black conservative, but call the racism out and stop acting like that racism is over. Because if you got a governor who is willing to overhaul the school education system and put in there that slaves, African American slaves, benefited from being slaves because they learned trades, right? Oh my gosh, I lost train of thought. Special K thoughts. Oh my god, I lost train of thoughts. What was I gonna say? Oh, I lost my train of thought. I am so sorry. Maybe it'll come back to me. But Ron DeSantis, that's a dangerous man. He's a dangerous man. I don't know. He might be more dangerous than Donald Trump. I don't know. I don't know. But so it leads us into our shut up fool segment. And if I come back to what I was gonna say and how I was going to bring this back to Megan, I'll come back to it. I'm sorry. Shut up, fool. Let's go. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. This fool right here, right? This accused rapist right here. This sexual deviant. Okay. He was talking about the Success Squad again, right? Talking about us again. Yes, squatties. He was talking about us again. That's all he does is deflect, 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 right? I was told by a UK squatty that he talks about Harry and Meghan every night on his show. Okay. GB News. GB News is supposed to be about news, right? Political news, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So is Dan Wooten's show about gossip? Or does he report about news? I'm confused. But anyway, can you imagine a past grown man like this is on a news program complaining about the Success Squad? Hey, I hope he continues to do it. I do. I do. I hope he talks about us every night because that lets me know, and I know that you know that I know that you know that we all know we are getting underneath his skin, right? We are getting underneath his skin, right? That means he's paying attention to us. He's probably reading all of our comments. He's reading what we say about him. And he's probably laying in bed crying about the Success Squad. Okay. He thinks that he can use his platform to bully us. And he doesn't understand we different. This is a different squad. Okay. We different. We not the same as other squads. All right. We come from a different breed. Like we don't care. We literally don't care. You can come for us. And all we're going to do is mobilize even more. And we still going to talk trash about you. Right? We still going to hashtag your accused rapist ass. So talk about us every night, Mr. Dan Wooten. Please, please, sir. Sir, please talk about us every night. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Okay? Come for us. We don't care. We don't, right? Because we different. We different. We don't care. So anyway, I heard his fundraising campaign is dead in the water. I heard he was trying to fundraise for $150,000 and barely raised $40,000. Okay. He got dropped, canceled from the Daily Mail, which I was surprised. I was surprised about that. I really was, because the Daily Mail is trash, right? They're trash, and to me, the Daily Mail will support anybody who trashes Meghan and Harry, which leads me to believe that the Daily Mail knows that there is strong evidence against this accused rapist, so they dropped him. GB News is interesting. It's interesting that they haven't dropped him yet. Um, he must got somebody's dick pic on GB that works for GB News. Because to me, it's really odd that they haven't at least put him on leave until these allegations have been, you know, resolved. But yeah, Mr. Dan Wooten. I mean, you call the Success Squad Val, and um, that we're bullies and yada yada yada. Um, one thing I can guarantee, one thing I can almost guarantee, nobody in the Success Squad has been accused of rape. Okay. All right, I'm going back into the chat. Okay, so he was suspended from Mail Online too. Okay. All right. Good. Good morning, Elizabeth. So he was suspended from Mail Online as well. So his original lawyer dropped him. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, when your lawyer drops you, that's a real bad sign. It really is. Yes, Mr. Joseph says, drip, drip, drip. Eventually, Dan drowns. It's gonna come. It's been a long time coming for him. Again, this is not just about Megan, right? It's not. This has been a long time coming for him. He guns for us because he's never faced a fan base like us, right? He doesn't understand how come we've got so much influence. Right. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to make it seem like we're a bunch of bullies and we're very vile people. And those are the type of supporters that Harry and Meghan have. Right. You make us look like a whole bunch of vile bullies. Then you say that those are the type of people that Meghan and Harry attracts. Right. Okay. Right. You guys get it. But this is bigger than Meghan and Harry. Okay. This man has bullied uh, so many others before Megan. And a lot of people who are posting on X, formerly known as Twitter, aren't squatties. And the people that I'm talking about, people that are posting wanting his downfall, are not squatties. It's not just squatties, I should say. Okay, these are random people that either used to work with him or they know somebody who used to work with him. Okay. You can always tell a squatty post, right? I don't know what it is about the Success Squad, but you pretty much can tell by somebody's username or, their user photo avatar if they're a legitimate squatty or not. Right? You can tell. You can tell. Um, but there's just way too many non-squatties um that are in journalism that want to see his downfall. I agree. Lottie says that he needs to be sued. It's coming. It's coming. And it's hard for me to believe that he stopped all of this sexual deviant behavior in 2018. That's just hard for me to believe. He just all of a sudden went cold turkey. I don't believe that. All right, enough about this fool. All right. Have you guys heard the latest about Jennifer Aniston? My God, I mean, this is like blown up, right? I mean, this situation right here has really blown up. And it's like, whoa. So I don't want to get too much into it. I'm just happy to see Jennifer Aniston getting dragged. Okay, I'm just happy to see her getting dragged because it's been a long time coming for Rachel. Okay, it's been a long time coming. It really honestly has. Okay, disclaimer alert: I have never liked Jennifer Aniston. Never. I never understood why she was propped up as one of America's sweethearts and that she's pretty and da 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 da. Now I know with me saying this stuff, it may sound like I'm being very, very, you know, mean girlish, right? But this is the first time I've ever really talked about Jennifer Aniston, right? It's like the first time I've ever really talked about her. And I don't I know for those of you who follow me on Twitter and you know Instagram, my God, I need to pay attention to my Instagram page. But I don't ever say anything about Jennifer Aniston, right? But I've known for a long time that she has been liking a lot of negative posts on Instagram about Meghan. We've known this for years, right? And people are entitled to their opinions. If you don't like Meghan, that just sucks, then you don't like her. Okay? But for those of you who are aware, Jennifer Aniston is getting her ass dragged on Twitter. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I've always preferred Angelina Jolie anyway. But for those of you who don't know what's going on and the reason why I have Jennifer Aniston as a part of the Shut Up Fool segment is because number one, like I said, she's been liking a lot of Instagram posts about Meghan. And these posts were not positive posts. They're posts that are very negative about Meghan. And a lot of the posts simply just aren't true about her. But Jennifer Aniston, she'll like it and this, that, and the other. So it's obvious to me that she's not she doesn't like Meghan for whatever reasons. And then again, like I said, that's fine. But for those of you who aren't too sure what's going on, because a lot of you aren't on Twitter, well, X, formerly known as Twitter, um, Jamie Foxx, who, to be honest, is somebody else who I really honestly don't care for. I don't. I really honestly don't like Jamie Foxx. Some of the movies that he's been in, I've liked, but just him as a person, I don't know what it is about that brother, but there's just something about him as a person that I don't like. I can't put my finger on it, but I give him his just due though, because I think he's very talented, but I don't know. There's just something about him. But Jennifer Aniston, okay. So she was on social media, and I'm not even too sure why she got herself involved in this whole Jamie Foxx situation here. But he's being accused. Jamie Foxx is being accused of being anti-Semitic. Why? I don't know. Okay. And I do not want to go down that rabbit hole on this live podcast. I don't. Okay. But Fox, who we all know is currently recovering from an undisclosed, he said had some type of medical complication. Um, he was met with a lot of backlash. Okay, and he's been accused of spreading anti-Semitic rhetoric. Um, so he has basically deleted his post. But basically, Jamie Foxx had posted something on Instagram to where um I wish I could find what he posted. Let me see. Basically, he had posted something to the effect of, you know, how somebody's going through something, you're going through a lot, and you find out who your real friends are when you're going through a lot, right? When you're going through a lot of adversity or a lot of negativity, and during those times, you find out who your real friends are, right? Just like Meghan and Harry, especially Harry, right? More so Harry, when he was going through all this with his family, right? I'm pretty sure at that time, Prince Harry found out who his real friends were, right? So Jamie Foxx puts out this post basically talking about fake friends, right? And he used that phrase, well, they killed Jesus. Okay. And for whatever reason, um, many felt that it was anti-Semitic. Okay. And when I first heard that, I was just like, why would they like black people? We say that all the time, right? We say that all the time. Okay. It's like, well, they people are turning against me while I'm going through all this bullshit. But you know what? Hey, they killed Jesus, so this is no surprise. Right? People will turn their backs on you, okay, when you're going through a lot of bullshit. Okay. And I mean the same thing happened to Jesus. I mean, certain people turned their backs on him and they killed him. Okay. But like, again, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm not. But the majority of people knew exactly what he was talking about. He even hashtagged it. Hashtag, I think he said fake friends or something like that, right? But Jennifer Aniston, she liked his post. Okay. She had actually liked his post. And then when the heat started to come down, right? When the heat started to come down on him and people were accusing him of being anti-Semitic, right? This chick turns around and it feels like she's got to clarify why she liked his post. And she puts out this statement, this really makes me sick. I did not like this post or on purpose or by accident. Damn, she's 54? God damn. Okay. Anna said 50. There's nothing wrong with being 54, but I didn't know that she was, I didn't know she was in her 50s. I really honestly didn't. She looks it. Don't get me wrong. She looks it, but I didn't know she's 54. Um, wrote via her Instagram story on Saturday. And more importantly, I want to be clear to my friends and anyone hurt by this showing up in their feeds. I do not support anti Semitism, and I truly don't tolerate hate of any kind. Period. Well, Miss Aniston, that is a lie. That is a straight lie. Hold on a second. I gotta get my Yorkie again. I am so sorry. I know you guys are like, what the hell? But I'm sorry. My Yorkie got in my room and he was trying to take out all my shoes. But anyway, back to this hypocritical heifer right here on the left. Okay. She talk about she don't tolerate any type of hate. She doesn't condone any type of hate. But yet this is the same sorry heifer that was liking all types of Instagram posts that were hateful towards Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. I mean, it's like, really? She is following all kinds of hate Instagram pages that are hateful towards Meghan. She is following all types of Meghan Markle hate Instagram pages and liking posts. But yet, she actually put out a statement with her whole chest saying she doesn't tolerate any type of hate. It's like, girl, bye. You can have several seats. Okay? Several seats with that mess, girl. It's like, shut up, fool. Shut up. Because the internet is forever. Okay? It is. You're right. This person, ooh, I don't recognize your username. Hello? So is it Guerda? Guerda says disappointing. Yeah, it's very disappointing. Because number one, it's like you too old. I'm sorry. I'm not saying people who are in their 50s are old, but not at all. Okay. To me, somebody who's in their 50s, life is restarting for you, right? It's like you really getting your grown person on and you can do whatever the hell you want to do once you turn 50. That's the way I look at it, right? But it's like you got this all American girl image that's fake, obviously. America's sweetheart, right? But you're liking hateful posts. That's what you do. That's what you're doing on social media. You're liking hateful posts. Okay. But I'm still trying to figure out why Jennifer felt the need to even say anything. Why did she feel like she needed to clout chase on Jamie Foxx? Like, seriously. Like, why did she feel the need? Anyway, shut up, fool. That's all I got to say. And now she's getting dragged. I mean, she is getting dragged, right? I mean, big time drag, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. They are stars. They are lighting her up. I mean, she is getting lit up. Yep, there you go. Church Nelly. And it's crazy because Megan and Jennifer Aniston, they were in a movie together, right? Horrible Bosses? No, was it Horrible Bosses? Yeah, Horrible Bosses. And you know what? Jennifer Aniston was actually pretty good in that movie. She was. That's a funny movie. You know, Megan was only in it for like 5 minutes, right? I think she was a UPS girl or something like that. And the guy thought she was hot. But yeah, it just goes to show, right? What would Jennifer Aniston possibly have against a fellow American actress? Like what would be the motivation not to like Megan? Like, seriously. Could it be what Church Nelly is saying right here? These white women are mad Harry married a biracial woman. Get over it. I highly doubted that Jennifer Aniston ever thought that she had a chance with Harry. I mean, she's a very successful actress in her own right, and she's been married a couple of times. So it's hard for me to believe that she had that princess fantasy thing going on. Anyway, I'm back into the comments. This is a good post. Ann Washington. Jamie Foxx is fake as a $3 bill. The man hid his relationship with Katie Holmes for years. Then, when he got Pap hugging her on a yacht, he dumped her. I thought he was so shady when he got into a relationship with Katie Holmes because Tom Cruise is supposed to be his boy, right? In the meantime, he banging Tom Cruise's ex and hid it from everybody. And Jamie Foxx is another actor. He's another black man. I have yet to see him in a relationship with a woman with the same skin tone as him. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Just saying. You think so? I'm back in the in the comments for those of you who are listening and not in the comments. Oh shoot, I lost it. Here it is. Lola Love says Jamie Foxx is also Illuminati. He sold his soul. Oh my goodness, you guys really believe that stuff, huh? Huh? I don't know. There you go, Mina. Uh huh. Uh huh. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Yes. His daughter's pretty too. He's got a pretty daughter. I'm still reading your guys' comments. Does he have two daughters? He got two kids? Yes, Black Queen. She has been. She's been doing it for a few years. Black Queen says, I'm mad now. Didn't know Jennifer Aniston was like in hate speech against Megan. No wonder left her mediocre butt. Not that I like Brad Pitt either. Yeah, Brad Pitt, he's disappointing, huh? Yeah. I think everything that Angelina Jolie is saying about him is true. I think Brad Pitt, what happened to him when you've got somebody who's very successful in Hollywood and somebody who's a very very good looking man like him. I think it's been hard for him to age gracefully. I do. Like George Clooney has got it right. George Clooney appears to be thriving, aging gracefully. I think Brad Pitt has struggled with that. And I think it's caused issues in his personal life. Um, I still like Brad because people aren't perfect and people make mistakes. As long as he's getting the help that he needs, and he's being a good father to his kids, I just hope him and Angelina Jolie find some type of happy medium to where they can coexist and co-parent their kids. I truly want the best for Brad Pitt because I love Brad Pitt. I do. And it was very disappointing to hear some of the things that he's allegedly done. Um, you got you guys probably heard him, right? Do you guys hear my Yorkie? Hush. But I hope he's getting the help that he needs, and he's processing why he did some of the things that he did, and moving forward in a positive way. Uh, but yeah, yes, Black Queen Jennifer Aniston has been liking hate speech, hate posts. She even follows some hate accounts, some Meghan Markle hate accounts on Instagram. So yeah, she's a Karen. At the end of the day, she's a Karen. And it's very disappointing. But I've never liked her anyway. So, all right, guys, let's move on. So, the Invictus Games, they are coming up, guys. They are coming September. Yay. I believe they start September 9th, if I'm not mistaken, right? In Dusseldorf, Germany. So can't wait for that. It's awesome to see different teams all across this world getting ready for the Invictus Games. Go Team USA. Oh, speaking of Team USA. Oh. I wasn't even too sure if I was going to be able to do this live podcast. Team USA, women's soccer. Oh. Sweden. Oh. They got knocked out by Sweden this morning. Jesus. But I still love you, Team USA. Can't win all the time, huh? Can't win all of the time. But good job, Team USA. Women's soccer. But back to the Invictus Games. So Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, will accompany Prince Harry abroad in September. Yay! And I mean, we knew that, right? I mean, we all knew that. That really shouldn't be news. Okay? I mean, it's like, come on now. We all knew Meghan was gonna go. Meghan has ever since Prince Harry and Meghan started dating, she has always accompanied Prince Harry to the Invictus Games. Okay? I mean, she did it before they got married, and she's done it after they got married. That is Prince Harry's baby, the Invictus Games. He has a lot of babies. He's got a lot of things that he's done. Um, I mean, compared to what Prince Harry has accomplished to his sorry ass bald headed brother who out here flipping veggie burgers. I mean, really? Y'all know I had to talk about it, right? I mean, you guys knew I had to talk about it. I couldn't help it. But Prince William actually staged. He actually staged that whole event. You guys know that, right? Talk about Prince William um surprises people at the dang food truck serving veggie burgers. He ain't surprising no damn body. That hot mess was on a lot. A staged, uh closed in lot. Oh my goodness. It's like you royal, so-called royal fans, monarchists, you guys fall for anything. Anything. Oh, bald-headed sucker. Anyway, so Meghan Markle will accompany Prince Harry abroad in September in the Invictus Games. So we all know that the Invictus Games was launched by Prince Harry in 2014. And the Invictus Games, they bring together wounded, injured, and sick veterans for competitive sports. The power of sport. And of course, Prince Harry, he was inspired by the Warrior Games. And of course, with him doing 2 tours in Afghanistan where he saw and he met wounded servicemen and women. Okay, so and we all know that the Dusseldorf Games will take place. Yep, I was right. In September 9th to the 16th. And we all know Prince Harry. We all know he gonna give a speech, right? I hope he don't start crying, but that's what we love about Prince Harry, right? He's so authentic. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, boy. Um, so Prince Harry is gonna give a speech, but other news came out that Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, she's going to moderate. Okay, at the closing ceremonies, she's actually going to moderate um, an event, and what she's going to moderate is a panel, and that panel will have guests on there talking about their time in service. So that is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. Um, we kind of, when Megan does that, we're kind of going to see, um, it's probably going to put us back into that mode of listening to archetypes, right? Megan having a discussion uh, with people. So can't wait for that. And the reason why I put that picture there on the right is because I just love that picture. It's like Megan can't do nothing. Okay. I mean, Harry want to know where when they out in public. Harry wants to know where Megan is at all times because the security is not enough. When it comes to security for his wife, Prince Harry is like, nah, I am the head security. Okay. All right. So the Invictus Games, we're going to stay on the Invictus Games. Like I said, they start September 9th and they will end September 16th, and they will take place at Dusseldorf, Germany. And they came out with exciting news, and they wanted us to meet their mascot, and the mascot's name is Buddy. And they say that Buddy is a loyal friend. He symbolizes the incredible support network the Invictus community provides to the competitor's recovery journey. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Buddy is probably a service dog. Let's take a look at Buddy. There he is. That's cool. So any squatties that are going to the Invictus games in Dusseldorf, make sure that you get a picture with Buddy. Okay? Get a picture with Buddy. And Amazon is a proud supporter of the Invictus games. Okay? So Amazon has joined the Invictus games when it comes to advertisers, and that's huge. That's pretty huge. Amazon is worldwide bona fide. I don't like the fact that they are one of the advertisers for GB News though, but it is what it is with that. So that is awesome news right there. And there you go. Amazon becomes an official ticket partner. That is awesome. I thought that was good news. Now remember, I think it was last week's podcast. And I want to apologize to everybody for the sound because the sound was horrible. But I was doing it on my iPad. Um, but during last week's live podcast, we talked about, remember that fake ass story that came out about the Successes allegedly asking President Biden for a ride on Air Force One back to the United States after the Queen's funeral, and we all knew that was a lie. Um, and remember, I was saying that a squatty had said that actually Megan has already flown on the Air Force One pre Prince Harry, and there was a picture. Well, I found the picture, so here is the picture. This is Megan when she was on the USO tour while she was on Suits, and this is a picture of her. And where is she at? She's standing near the Air Force One. Ah, I love it. I love it. So there you go. All right. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Cam Fed. And this goes back though to accused rapist Dan Wooten, right? Thinking that he's putting us on blast by talking about us on his news show, saying that we're vile and we're bullies and we're the worst fan base ever, and that's the type of fan base that Prince Harry and Meghan attract, this, that, and the other. Well, I mean, look at this. Cam Fed, right? Cam Fed recently uh gave Success Squad a shout out. Okay. And they had posted on their social media website that remember that amazing feeling in 2020, Success Squad, hashtag Success Squad, right? Today, it's happy birthday to the Duchess of Sussex. A huge thanks to all of you, our global sisters, for the lasting impact you created. Today, our Cam Fed sisterhood is bigger, stronger, and more skilled than ever. I mean, that's huge. And if you go on Cam Fed's X page, formerly known as Twitter, look up this post because it's a video of all of the different young women who have gone on to have successful careers. Okay. And that is because a lot of that, well, some of that, how much of that, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure a lot of that is due to the Success Squad and Harry and Meghan for the fundraising that we have done for CamFed. Remember back in 2020, Success Squad, we raised over $100,000 for CamFed, and Harry and Meghan matched that. I mean, they matched it. And CamFed is showing us that they have put that money to good use. So that's what it's all about. Really, that's what it's all about, right? For us, yes, we are a reflection of our faves. We are. Absolutely. Accused rapist Dan Wooten. We are a reflection of our faves, right? Service is universal. We're about service. This fan base is about service. This fan base puts our money where our mouth is. I almost guarantee that the majority of us who are Harry and Meghan fans live a life of service. This is not new to us. Okay, it's not. It just isn't. I'm pretty sure many of us already live a life of service. A lot of us in our professional jobs probably have public service jobs. Or even if you work in the private sector, you're still providing some type of service to the public, right? Right. All right. So shout out to Cam Feb. I am a supporter of Cam Feb outside of the Harry and Meghan fandom. I have continued my support, my financial support of Cam Fed, and they reach out to me periodically and they send me updates on, I believe, two girls that I have been assigned to. And maybe one day during this live podcast, I will talk more about that. But there's just something about CamFed that touched my heart. You know what I'm saying? Just as an American, as an African American, and as an American, as a woman, okay, as a woman, I've always wanted to reach out to young women outside of the United States um, and help. And so, shout out to CamFed. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, I saw this and I wanted to talk about this. Okay, I wanted to talk about this post. Okay, this is a post that was on X, formerly known as Twitter. Okay, this person posted, in 2 short days, I am halfway through this book. Amazing, tragic life he's had, and I'm in awe and can't wait to finish this. Now, for those of you who are listening and you're not on your iPad, your laptop, or your smartphone or whatever, um, this is a post about Prince Harry's spare. Okay. Prince Harry's spare. people are still posting about Prince Harry's spare. Okay, this book came out in January. We're into August, and people are still posting how good this book is. I mean, Prince Harry has broken records about this book. I mean, it just goes to show you how inspirational this book is and how well written this book is. All right. So again, I'll read it again. This is about Spare that somebody had posted. In 2 short days, I am halfway through this book. Amazing, tragic life he's had. I'm in awe and can't wait to finish this. Hashtag Spare. Hashtag Prince Harry. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you have not read Spare yet, please go ahead and read it. If you are the type of person that's not really good at reading books, then just buy the audio version so you can listen to Prince Harry's voice. Okay. I have the book and I actually bought the audio version. And I'm telling you, laying back, sitting on the couch, listening to Prince Harry read his book, to me, that way is better because you can really feel him in this book. Like you really, really can. All right. All right, guys. So we are at the end of this podcast. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go in the chat and see what you guys are talking about real quick before we end. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Please hit the like, well, I should say the thumbs up button. And if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Speaking of the Invictus games, I know one thing that I left out. Did you guys see that post um about Canada? Canada withdrawing their bid to host the Commonwealth Games in 2030. Bleep. See, Australia already done pulled out, right? Australia um pulled their bid out to host. Now Canada has pulled their bid out to host the Commonwealth Games. Remember what I said in a few podcasts a while ago, right? The royal family really needs to stop all of the Meghan and Harry bashing. They're focused on the wrong thing. The royal reporters are not doing the royal family any favors, constantly pulling out these negative articles about Harry and Meghan. Okay. Them airheads need to leave us Americans alone. Stop trying to come over here and do some type of performative service. Okay. Y'all better stop paying attention to them Commonwealth countries. I'm telling you. Them welfare queens better start paying attention to them Commonwealth countries. Because if Australia falls, and what I mean by that is pulls out, it's like, you know what? We don't want to be a Commonwealth country anymore. I guarantee you that will be a domino effect. Bloop, 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 bloop. London bridges falling down. Okay. I mean, it was huge when Australia pulled out. But now you got Canada pulling out of pulling their bid out for the Commonwealth Games. Australia and Canada, that's huge. Huge. But, old Baldy, he wants to come to America, a non Commonwealth country, when Canada is right next door. Hmm. Mhm. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. But where is the Invictus Games going to be held? In 2025. Where? Canada, right? Isn't it the winter? I think it'll be the first time that they've had a winter Invictus Games. That's the one I'm really trying to go to. Like really, because it's literally right next door. Well, it's not right next door to South Carolina, but it's close enough. I see a lot of Ontario cars driving around on the 95 Interstate 90, excuse me, Interstate 95. You see it. You see people from, I think it's on Ontario, um, driving around on Interstate 95. So, where are the Winter Invictus Games going to be held at in 2025? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Canada. And they just recently let it be known that they are pulling their bid for the Commonwealth countries to be held there in 2030. I'm telling you, them welfare queens, they better stop focusing on Harry and Meghan. People don't want to be a part of that. I mean, diplomats, think about it. Diplomats, heads of state, they don't want to be a part of that mess, that royal drama. Them royal reporters are not doing King Charles and the royal family any favors when they constantly put out all of this royal drama hot mess. Like the recent story that came out that supposedly Meghan was snubbed because nobody in the royal family publicly wished her a happy birthday. Would you read some mess about that from President Joe Biden? About President Joe Biden? I mean, there really kind of honestly was some recent personal drama mess when they had put a story out that our president didn't acknowledge one of his grandkids. I mean, that was a little messy. That was. But I mean, it's rare, right? It's rare that American newspapers will constantly write messy stories about our president's personal life. Not unless it affects the American public. And what I mean by that is like Donald Trump. We were hearing a lot about his nasty ass because he was basically accused of breaking a law, right? In regards to the Stormy Daniels part, we Americans remember that, right? He was accused of basically paying Stormy Daniels not to say anything, right, before he ran for president of the United States. Well, that's different, right? That's different. He was accused of breaking a law, okay? But when you look at heads of state all throughout this world, I mean, it's rare that um the news media is constantly putting out stories about their family drama and their personal life, right? I'm gonna give you a perfect example of when that happened and the queen stepped up, apologized, and that story went away. Like bam, it went away. Remember when was it the Queen of Sweden? Um she took her grandchildren's titles. Remember that story? I don't know if she was the Queen of Sweden, but she definitely was a queen. Or was it the Queen of Sweden or the Queen of um who was she the queen of? Was it Norgin? If you guys know in the chat, let me know. But this queen had took away her grandchildren's titles, right? and the grandchildren were upset about it. Their parents were upset about it, and the father actually um said something publicly, right? Said that the family was upset about it because it was never really discussed, and it just all of a sudden happened, and he didn't think it was fair, this, that, and the other. And then that queen actually stepped up and apologized, said that she was wrong, and that she was going to apologize to her grandparents. I'm not her grandparents. I'm sorry, her grandchildren. Right. However, she wasn't given the titles back, but she agreed that the way she did it was wrong. Okay. And once she did that, bam, that story went away. Why can't King Charles do the same thing? Why is it so hard for King Charles just to say, hey, you know what? Yes, there's been some issues, but at the end of the day, I've I've made some mistakes, and I apologize. I love both of my sons, and we are moving on as a family. Like, why is it so hard for him to say something like that? Why? Because the British press and those royal reporters got him by the balls. That's why. Okay. So I'm just saying, like, these stupid stories, the royal Meghan gets snubbed because the royal family didn't wish her happy birthday. So freaking what? How is that in the interest of the public? So what? And then it makes the royal family look so messy. And then the other story that came out that turned out to be a lie, that Meghan and Harry were snubbed because they weren't invited to some anniversary about the Queen's death. And it came out that there was not even going to be a ceremony. But they constantly put these stories out, and it makes the royal family look so petty. It's not a win. It's not the win that they think it is. Because you don't really see this drama with other royal families. You don't. Right? I mean, Prince Albert of Monaco, I mean, you do see it between him and his wife, like his wife be disappearing, right? Like his wife disappears, and then they claim that she was resting somewhere, or just whatever lies they tell. We all know there's issues in that marriage. We do, right? We know that there's issues in that marriage, but you don't hear about it constantly over and over and over again. But anyway, I'm going back into the chat. Denmark. Is it Denmark? Is she the queen of Denmark? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the queen I was talking about is Queen Marguerite of Denmark. Okay. I mean, I thought she handled that eloquently. I did. I did. She stripped her grandchildren of them titles. The grandkids was upset. Their daddy was upset. And she said, hey, you know what? I want to apologize. I could have handled that better. That's what real queens do, right? That's what a real king would do. How about the queen? Not the queen, the king of I want to say it's the Netherlands. It's Prince Harry and them cousin. No, 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 no. Not them. There was another king whose daughter married a black man. And he came out and he said that he denounces racism and this, that, and the other, and he's not going to tolerate it. Who was that guy? You guys put that in the chat. Okay. Why is it so hard for King Charles to do something like that? Why? Because the British press has him by the balls. Okay. The British press has him by the balls, and it shouldn't be that way. Our president of the United States, he gets criticized, right? He gets criticized, which he should be. When he does something wrong, he should be criticized. But he's not trying to get the press on his side. No. Freedom of the press. President Joe Biden going to say what he want to say, and he going to do what he want to do. Just like President Barack Obama, he going to say what he want to say, and he's going to do what he want to do. And other presidents, I'm sure that they would want more positive coverage, but that's not their main number one agenda is to get positive coverage. No, their main agenda is to keep this country safe, right? But yeah, I do remember her saying that. That was the reason. I'm reading the chat. I'm reading what they're writing in the chat for those of you listening. Shay Doll says, but by taking their titles frees them to pursue their own interests. And that's what the Queen said, right? She said she took their titles, which leaves them free to pursue their own interests. But come on now. Come on. They could have pursued their own interests with the titles. I mean, it was a good reason that she came up with, right? But there was more to it than that. Trust me, there was more to it than that. Okay, so who is the king in Norway? Was he the one that said he was absolutely not going to put up with racism? Is he the one whose daughter married a black man and he was like, he denounces racism and he was not going to put up with it? And then there was somebody else who recently apologized for slavery. I mean, it's interesting to me. You got all of these royal families, right, who will admit when they do wrong, who denounce racism, who apologize for slavery. But yet you got King Charles who doesn't say a word, and he will let his friends and he will pick certain royal reporters to speak for him. But yet he's supposed to be a king. Interesting. All right, I'm back into the chat. Ooh, see, Matt brings up a good point. She was the test dummy for Chuck stripping Lily and Archie. She took the hit and Chuck shut up. Is that what you think happened? I do remember them saying that once she did that, then that would free up King Charles to take the titles away from Archie and Lily. You guys have good memories. I do remember that. And he ended up not doing it. And she ended up apologizing for it. Could be. Or she could have sincerely been sorry for what she did, the way she did it. Because at the end of the day, she didn't give them back. Right? She didn't give those titles back. She apologized, but she didn't give them back. So that's right. Two of those grandchildren were uh two of the grandchildren are children of color. That's right. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Anyway, um all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end this podcast so you guys can enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcasts. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram. I need to go on Instagram and update my Instagram page because it's been weeks since I've been on that page and a lot has been going on. You can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Um, we are doing a fundraiser. Sexa Squad is doing a fundraiser for Cintabale or Cintabal. Um, in honor of Meghan and Harry's birthdays. So if you want to go ahead and give to that, you can. And I'm not too sure how much the Success Squad has raised so far. I want to say maybe close to 25. I could be wrong. I haven't really been keeping up on that. Um, but we are doing a fundraising campaign in honor of Meghan and Harry's birthdays. So you guys know how we do. Um, awesome, awesome, awesome. So we got a lot to look forward to. We have, let's see, of course, we have the Invictus Games, which will start September 9th. And we've got Prince Harry, who's going to be playing um, in the polo match fundraising efforts for Bali, and he's going to be playing against Nacho. So that's going to be interesting as well. Then, of course, Prince Harry is going to be attending the summit in Japan and they'll be talking about the power of sport and philanthropy. So that's awesome as well. So it's good to see that our faves, they're just continuing to walk in their path. Service is universal, isn't it? Service is universal at the end of the day. And again, I want to wish a happy belated birthday to Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, who turned 42 years old. And I loved the ensemble that she had on the day before her birthday, the black and white dress. And it's so funny because as soon as those pictures were posted, that dress sold out. I mean, it sold out. Bam, it sold out. And I had posted something that said, I can't stand y'all. Something like that wouldn't really look good on me anyway because I'm short. I'm a short squatty. But anyway, all right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and end this podcast. I love you. I love you all, but I got to go. And I want to appreciate each and every one of you for listening. So, you guys ready to do our rebel yell? Are you guys ready? All right. Continue to wear the SS on your chest because you know that we are the best. And you know who else knows that we are the best? That alleged accused rapist, Dan Wooten. He knows that squatties are the best, and we're going to keep a foot on his sexual, nasty, rapist ass. Yes, we are. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, squatties. I'll see you soon.